Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. This video is briefly going to discuss Thai work permits in the context of those who have permanent residence in the Kingdom of Thailand. Interestingly enough, Thailand is, or at least the, the bureaucratic structure of Thailand is interestingly unique, virtually unique, compared to any other jurisdiction I've ever had experience studying with respect to immigration and work authorization. Thailand actually bifurcates work authorization from permanent residence. For example, in the United States, if one is issued a green card, lawful permanent resident status in the U.S., that individual is part and parcel of said status is the ability to work. The work authorization comes inherent to the quote-unquote green card. In fact, most people, most lay people colloquially think of green card as only work authorization, whereas in a professional capacity we often refer to it as LPR status or lawful permanent residence, which is exactly what it is. It just happens to come bundled with the work authorization. Thailand doesn't do that. There's another video on this channel specifically discussing Thai PR, permanent residence, and the specifics thereof. I strongly recommend checking that out to understand how Thai PR sort of functions and some of the sort of details on application for PR and some of the prerequisites for PR. This video is simply discussing the relationship between Thai work authorization and Thailand permanent residence. Simply being granted PR in Thailand does not automatically grant work authorization. Why is this? Well, the mechanism that created PR and the sort of infrastructural bureaucracy that sprang up as a result of the need to adjudicate permanent residence matters and maintain the documentation pertaining to permanent residence long predates the creation of work permits. Work permits were created quite a long while after the whole notion of PR was even sort of promulgated. So the thing to keep in mind is I'm not going to give you a history lesson of Thai work permits and permanent residence and immigration. That would probably bore most folks to death. And although it's sort of part of my life over here. But that being said, PR came first, work permits came later. And basically what was decided was that foreign nationals are foreign nationals regardless of their immigration status. If they have PR or not, they're still considered a foreign national. If they want to work in Thailand, they need to go ahead and get a work permit. What's interesting is when work permits were first created, the first work permits didn't have expiration dates. I know individuals here in Thailand who have work permits from that were issued at the time when they just didn't expire. They didn't have an expiration date on them. It's interesting to note that there was a time when Thai driving licenses were issued without expiration dates. And there are some older folks here in Thailand that you can often find that have a driving license that doesn't expire ever. This was the same with work permits. Later successive administrations within the Labor Department came in and determined that review was necessary. Review came in and it became a renewable issue and a reviewable issue, which are two different things. I won't go into great detail there. But suffice it to say that at the end of the day, Labor determined that basically on a yearly basis, in certain limited circumstances involving one-stop service center, BOI certification, things like that, one might be able to get a 2-year work permit and a 2-year visa. But that being stated, it should be noted that the mechanism, the whole work permit thing now, yes, if you are here in Thailand as a PR, as a permanent resident, you need to have a work permit in order to be authorized to work. Immigration status doesn't have anything to do with one's labor status, okay? Another thing, though, to keep in mind is that the requirements associated with applying for a work permit for someone who's present in Thailand in PR status, those requirements are far lower than when compared to, say, someone who's in the Kingdom of Thailand on a B visa. They're even lower. They're not de minimis, but they're even lower than the requirements for those in the kingdom on a Thai O visa, which is actually, those requirements are somewhat less stringent than those required by B visa holders. So, as far as it goes, PR, they have about the easiest time as far as requirements go for obtaining a work permit but they still have to obtain a work permit, notwithstanding that they're physically present in Thailand in lawful permanent resident status.